The cold front is here and it's going to impact our weather in more ways than one. We'll get into all of it right after this. The cold front is here, and with it, there's some good news as well as some bad news. So let's get into all of that. Right now, there's no rain in our area. I know that's really what everybody's waiting for. And right now, the only rain is out towards Graham, towards Breckenridge there. And I don't really expect that to extend eastward, at least not until later this afternoon, closer to this evening, when we will see more development around our area. But for now, we stay dry. Temperatures today, we will still be warm today. Now, we're not going to be in the 105, 106, 107 range like we have been, but I will say about 102. This may be generous for our area, but I'm thinking 102 for Waxahachie and Cleburne, 103 Hillsboro, 104 Corsicana. There's more humidity in the air, which will help with our rain chances, but unfortunately it will make things a little more muggy out there. So heat index values, we could see those 4 or 5 degrees higher than we otherwise would be. Overnight tonight, though, you will notice a difference, 75, 76 degrees for those overnight lows. And tomorrow morning, going to feel pretty nice out there. We do have heat alerts still in place. Now, Navarro County, you're still under an excessive heat warning. Those go down all the way to Waco there. And then heat advisories for the rest of our area. Now, I will say, I'm not too sure if we will quite reach the 105 air temperature or 110 heat index for Navarro County. I think it's very precautionary out there because as the front comes in, we could get compressional heating, which is where you heat up the temperatures right ahead of that front. And again, you have that added humidity. So they're being precautionary here, and I think that there are some areas that could get to 105 or that 110 heat index, but for the rest of the area, we should stay a little bit cooler. Now, as far as our drought conditions, yes, they stay. This is the same map I showed you on Friday, but we stay in a very, very difficult position even after today. If we get a few showers out there here and there, it's not going to be enough to move this. And with the front, we have added wind, so now we have an elevated risk of fires. That will be in place today and again tomorrow. So it's one of those things, again, I've talked about this a lot. There's trade-offs where you have a condition where, yes, we're getting cooler temperatures and maybe a little bit of rain, but you increase the winds, and with everything so dry, yeah, we're going to be looking at increased concerns around fires starting and quickly spreading. So let's take a look at what's going on, and here's the storms I showed you off to the west here. Again, I don't expect those to really fill in necessarily. We will see more development in our area, but I don't expect to see a big line or anything coming through. They'll be spotty across our area, and that front still moving across the state, and so we're actually in the mid-80s out towards Abilene. There's a little more kind of rain-cooled air out there. We'll still be warm in north-central Texas, yes, but the cooler air is still behind this front. So the further south it goes, the more we'll pull that cool air down, and we'll see that over the next couple of days here. Let's time out expectations here. Again, 4 o'clock today, you see these storms off to the west. It will kind of start there. And yes, maybe a few storms down south of us a little earlier on. But yes, you see the little specks. So I think 3 to 4 o'clock is when we start to see things pop up across our area. 5 o'clock, things become a little more active. Again, this is a weather model. This is not saying there's going to be a storm exactly over southern Fort Worth, but we could see a few more storms becoming more active across our area. 6 o'clock, they continue to move on to the southeast. 7 o'clock, things start to die down. We're getting closer to sundown, and then, yes, sunshine right around 8 o'clock. Things really start to cool down and calm down, rather. We'll cool down as well, but calm down. Once we get rid of sunshine and that daytime heating, things really start to deteriorate rain-wise. Now, we do have a risk for severe weather today, and I will say it's, number one, it's a marginal risk, as you can see on the table there, but really this is for storms possibly having some stronger winds. with these summertime storms, as we've always seen, we can have those downburst winds or those microburst winds that happen with these storms. So just be aware that if you do get a storm today, it could have winds of 40, 50, maybe even 60 miles per hour. I don't think we see much more than that, but it's enough. It could cause some problems. Now we need to look at the tropics because we do now have Tropical Storm Idalia that will move up into the Gulf. It's going to move right past the Yucatan Peninsula and Cuba there and then move into open water, which is very, very warm water. We've been talking about this, but it won't be there terribly long before we have hurricane status 1, maybe a 2 before it reaches landfall, goes across Florida and out into open water. So it won't have the time to become a major hurricane, but it could become a Category 1, Category 2 before making landfall there between Pensacola and Tampa. So we will watch and kind of see how this goes in terms of how it will affect Florida and Georgia, maybe some vacation spots for some folks. I doubt there's many vacationers out there now that school has started, but just in case, bear in mind. And yes, we do still have Hurricane Franklin out here, going to head out into open water. Could become a major hurricane before it does so, but not going to impact us much out there. So just bear in mind again, we are seeing activity in the Atlantic. It's just not doing much for us. We've still got plenty of time in hurricane season left to go. Here at home, let's talk about the forecast. 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms later today. Those temperatures, again, from 102 to 104, could be up to 105 in some places down south. We'll just have to watch and kind of wait and see how the compressional heating and the heat indexes and all those kind of things come together. But I do think we see at least a handful of storms across our area. And then overnight tonight, yes, mid-60s. Tomorrow morning, we could see a lingering shower or two with just some lingering moisture in the air. But we will be bringing that dry air in, that cooler air that will keep us down to the mid-90s. But yes, we will have breezy winds, so just keep in mind that dangerous fire risk does continue for our area. But overall, it's a pretty decent work week. 95, 96, 98 Thursday. We start warming up there, and we will be warming up by the time we get to the weekend. 99 Waxahachie, 99 on Friday. And then, yes, 101 on Saturday. So we will get back to the hundreds. But again, it doesn't look like we have 105, 106 on the forecast. I think 101, 102 maybe. And who knows, as we get closer, we might even be able to hold on to some of that cooler air. We'll just have to watch and see. But what is guaranteed for Saturday, yes, is that Twister screening. I've been forgetting to mention it in these, but make sure you get your tickets, 5 o'clock and 8 o'clock. By that point, it will be feeling nicer outside. And hey, the Texas Theater has air conditioning, so even if it is warm on Saturday, let's go inside, watch Twister, raise some money for some kids, and have a great time. So make sure you go to I always get it wrong, thetxtheater.com to get your tickets. And hey, we're going to have fun. We're going to raise some money for some great kids. It's going to be a wonderful time. Today, stay tuned. I'm going to keep you updated throughout the day on storm chances, and be ready to enjoy a cooler week. And yes, I have a very good feeling that we are turning the corner now as we end August, go into September, that we're finally past the triple-digit heat in terms of the 105, 106, and I think we might be finally getting into a more fall-friendly pattern. Stay tuned, more updates throughout the day.